Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we're playing some Bacchus solo with Aspect, of course. We're gonna be doing the lifesteal build on Bacchus, showcasing how it is, if it's good, if it's bad, somewhere in the middle. I want to just give a quick note that in Smite Prime, which is the kind of weekly tournament, I have been playing support, and I'm going to continue to do that for the time being, at the very least. So there's going to be more support commentaries and stuff. I also just in general wanted to do more off-roll videos. So if you see like an influx of ADC games, mid games, some jungle games, support as well on this channel, don't worry, I'm still doing solo, but I really felt like it was time to kind of show some other roles. I know people, a lot of people here who maybe are solo mains don't always get their role, or maybe aren't solo mains, whatever the case might be. And a lot of the roles really just kind of have a lack of like consistent uploads. So I feel like, if I could, especially for like ADC and I feel like support, which are probably the least two in terms of content on YouTube, I could do something about it, right? And showcase and do the same style of videos. Now, sometimes they'll upload like Twitch VODs and stuff like that, which, might obviously be a little bit lower in terms of like commentary value, but in terms of gameplay, they should be fine. And I'll make sure to get standalone commentary videos for those roles. So if you guys have suggestions in terms of like, hey, I really want to see, some type of character in mid or some type of character in jungle, right? Please let me know. I'll get to it. I have a Umoja support video that should be out by the time you see this. And I have, ones like Kepri support on the way alongside picks like Akatse mid. So yeah, we're really just going to kind of showcase a little bit of everything and kind of show you how my thought process changes, maybe shifts, and some things that if you aren't a solo main and you're trying to improve in your role, you can see as consistent. So yeah, we're leaning into a Poseidon. This matchup in general, Poseidon is just kind of one of those solo laners that just has a ton of pressure. It's pretty annoying to play against. I think, in general with like most of these mages, you're not really having the best time laning into them for a while, but it does eventually get better. I think with Bacchus you have obviously kill potential, but you need to hit your flop, and I missed, so naturally no kill potential. We did auto 3 him though, and we do have shells, so I'm just gonna stat check him. And there goes SOT with the first game of the day. Wonderful. So with Shell, Shell is one of those relics that I don't really talk about going. Oh, game just exploded for a second. I think we're okay. It was very weird. Shell's not one of those relics I really consistently talk about going in this game, just because it has got nerfed a couple of times, and generally speaking, as a tank player, you want to go Sunder, or maybe you want to go beads for yourself or something. But Shell is a viable choice. It's something you definitely can go. And if you're into heavy auto attack, it's obviously very solid. Shell's one of those relics that from a fight perspective is probably your best bet in the laning phase. So if you want to play really aggressive, you can kind of use it as like a second, like leg to your health bar. And Shell is obviously shielding more damage than Sunder's providing, so from a pure fight sense, Shell is definitely the better relic. Again, that doesn't mean don't go Sunder, doesn't mean always go Shell, but it means that there's definitely a space for it, and right there, if we don't have Shell, we definitely die. So it lets you kind of potentially play aggressive in a lane that can be a little bit scary. The big thing with a lot of these characters like Poseidon and stuff is that if they are behind, they're kind of useless, and Bacchus from ahead, or at least even, is really, really great. Especially with this kind of Devos build, I kind of just am going to be able to feast. I'm going to run here, though, because Paz is 5. I might be dead here. No, Pele's only 3. For some reason, I looked at Pele's level, and I saw the Paz's level as well, and I was like, okay, they're both 5, I'm screwed, but yeah, that wouldn't make a ton of sense. So Pele, yeah, no ult means no fear. I like maxing the 1 on Bacchus solo, personally. I know technically, yeah, like leveling your 2, 3, it's more damage, blah, blah, blah. But I think having the increased sustain on your 1 is really nice. So every time you level your 1, it heals for more. I'm healing for 60 per chug. And when I'm kind of consistently getting hit like I am in this lane, I don't know, I feel like it really lets me play aggressive. We're going Axe in this lane and not something like Death's Toll because the idea with Axes is just kind of gives you the best possible trades out of any starter item. So it allows us to, have some offensive edge, have some defense, not get one shot. Really just a great starter for these lifesteal builds in general. So Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Obviously, going Devos, you go straight into Lash after if you're into a magical. And once we have this Lash pickup, this lane for Poseidon is completely unplayable, assuming we're not behind. Now, he can run around and just sort of farm and stuff. I think Pos is maybe a little bit better equipped to deal with, this type of a build than most mages just because he's got the mobility and he's got really high damage output for a mage. But it really is, like, really kind of impossible for him to play once I have the build at that point. And this is sort of the trade-off with these magical solos, these backline solos. I always say there's a level of risk you're inheriting, and usually when you have, someone playing Poseidon solo, they can just kind of skill check someone if they're better than them, whatever the case might be. And if you are the better player, you're just going to kind of stomp lanes and everything's all good. But if you're like into even matches or players are not like consistently better, then there's really not a lot of ground you're going to make. So these picks, like I said, are always, usually more so you just like being better and you have more carry potential, but the downsides are also very sharp. So just be mindful of that. And we should be able to get the kill pretty easily here. Great. So again, we shell, keeps us alive, and we are all set. Cool. I want to be stacking this Devas. Remember, we do need last hits. Naturally, I mean, you're going to just get them as you lane, so it's not a huge deal. But it does feel pretty good. Again, I really wouldn't recommend Death's Toll. I think you do need the tankiness from Warrior's Axe. You're going to find that with these sustain builds, you don't have a ton of health. And your prots are a little bit low. It's not the end of the world, but you want to make sure you're not going something like Bluestone on a god like Bacchus. It's not great on him. It doesn't proc on his one, so yeah, Axe is just the move on this character. Some gods will go Bluestone on like Mordred or something, obviously, but if you can go Axe and it's like good to go Axe, you should. I wouldn't meander with different options. I really do think this is just kind of the move. Alrighty, so lane is going great, guys. I've been on a bit of a win streak, so I'm happy to see that, It's nice to not be losing for once. I feel like I've had some sprees in the last few weeks where just losses piled upon each other, but this one looks okay so far. We'll kind of just like clear out and farm and do our thing. There's a world pass rotates to mid here on this new who's coming here. Oh, this is our Achilles. Sorry, I was ready to jump this guy. Yeah, this is a really bad rotation, just to put it very simply. I don't know what he's doing. So, yeah, like, don't do this, guys, ever, please. It's so useless. Because, right, like, they're just probably going to do gold now. I mean, I'm not mad because I want a long video. But, yeah, he's definitely... It's like I have Scott Foster on my team. Like, I just have the extender. I don't know. This is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, so, guys, like, genuinely, like, okay, you're making a super long rotation to get nothing. Just don't do it. It's very bad. Even if Pos is there, you're just opening up gold side. They're not going to do gold because I guess they didn't have the... I don't really know, honestly. I don't know why they fought that either. But, like, that worked because they fucked it up. That didn't work because it was good. I know sometimes things are going to work out because people F it up and not because it's good, but, like, genuinely, please, build good habits because, like, those are fake 2 kills. I don't care. Anyways, well, we got them, so we might as well use them. We have really good LE pressure, and with next patch, obviously having proxy protections removed at 5 minutes and onward, and the LEs are going to be squishier and stuff, I think this character is going to be better. I also think he's already good right now. He was very strong on this Regrowth Lash item release, and he kind of got worse just with those items getting worse, but I still think he's really strong. I don't think Regrowth is, like, super... Appreciate the comms go. I'm going to mute you, sorry. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I don't think it's... I don't think Regrowth is, like, super core on this god. You can go it if you want to. Obviously, it feels good on him. Just the thing is, when I see this build, right? We've got Devos, no prots. We have Lash, 30 prots. We're going to go into Umbral Link, 40 prots. And we get a little bit more.
Dog shit god, bro.
I like Nuwa. Nuwa's good. But yeah, you're really kind of not getting that many prots on this character with this build as you don't with any build. So if you're going items like Regrowth on top of that are no health, 35 prots, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit shit, personally. So I try to avoid it. You can go it if you really want to. This guy is just dead again. In a second. It'll take a moment, but he should be dead here every time. Unless I'm crazy. My 3 reaches him, right? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that's sad. Oh, my bad. I just can't get by that one. It's okay. Rip. Rip, rip, rip. Alright, we'll just clear out and then come over. Oh, gold's gone, so I'm not going to come over to that, but we'll just keep on scaling. It's all good. Again, our strength is going to be, like, very high. Like, our auto attacks will do a ton of damage. One of the things that people get baited on when playing this pick is they will try too hard to auto attack, and they'll go, like, some type of auto attacky build. People do the same thing with Yorm. Yeah, don't do that. Definitely build, like, a sensible sustain build like this, or build tank. But, you know, our strength autos are going to do a lot. So as long as we thread in autos into our kit normally, and not excessively, we're going to have a ton of value and we'll be fine. So, yeah, it should be good. But yeah, these auto attack, like Bacchus builds and stuff like that are garbage. Don't do them, please. Look at that damage. Don't kill him there. Too bad. Gotta run. Ooh, I shouldn't have tower dove. My cooldowns are so long because I don't have cooldown. Fuck. Pele's here. Damn. I think I'm fine. Should be out. Oh, who's ganking? Is that... Okay, so if that's Merlin, I'm in trouble. If that's Ganesha, I'm not in trouble. Let's find out. It's Ganesha. I should be alright. Honestly, I probably should have ult him so he's, like, CC'd a little bit. She's there. Really wanting this. I think right there I should have just jumped earlier, but... looks like it kind of worked out. This guy is making sure that I don't do anything while his whole team is getting gone on. W support gaming. He's going to die for it. Eventually, maybe. Pele kind of sacked himself. I mean, she was dead anyways, I guess. I probably should have just kept chasing him. No worries. Yeah, we got a ton of Devo stacks. We're at capped already, and we'll slowly start progressing. I want to note, by the way, I think this is important. I think that the Devo's permanent stacking thing is a very cool concept, but I actually think in nerfing it, they kind of ruined it. So in my opinion, right, Devo's stacks post 75 are 10 last hits for 1 stack, which 1 stack is 0.4 strength and 0.075 lifesteal. Very weak, understandably so. But I think what they should probably do is they should probably find a metric where it's not 10 last hits per stack, but it's maybe like 1 stack per last hit, but each stack value is 1/10 worth. And the reason why I say that is, like, you can have a huge stack advantage, or you can, like, build Devos way earlier than someone else, whatever. Let's say I build Devos first item and someone builds it 4th item. Stack-wise, at 30 minutes, I probably will only be a couple stacks ahead. And when you really think about it, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Again, I always look at stacking items as being this idea of I am sacrificing some amount of early pressure for something that should be inevitably better late. And when you look at the actual stack value that a lot of the times you'll have over somebody who builds it later, where they'll go like a first item that's very strong and then into Devos, and that first item kind of covers that Devos curve, they don't really lose anything. They might lose like 2 strength by late game because you're up 4 or 5 stacks because you're up 40, 50 last hits in terms of like having gotten Devos. It's really not very sensible. Now, I think Devos right now is like statistically strong enough with no anti-heal in the game that it doesn't really feel too bad to build, but that's always been the big issue with, you know, items like Transcendence and Book in this game. I just feel like stacking has always been done a little bit shittily. I love the concept. Again, I know I always harp on stacking. It's not because I'm trying to be like, you guys do this bad, blah, blah, blah. It's just because it's like, I think it's one of the coolest systems in the game, and I just wish it was done a little bit better. Speaking of good things, though, let me be positive for a second. Tsukiyomi out on Tuesday, so today is Sunday. That character's coming out. Titan Talk patch notes overview is tomorrow, Monday. It was supposed to be Friday, but I think somebody was ill or something. I don't know. They rescheduled it, so hope all is well with that. But should be good. I'm going to have on this patch almost certainly a tier list and an item tier list come out. I've kind of been putting it off because I like to wait, you know, every 2 to 3 patches for one of those releases. I just think doing it too much is a bit silly. By the way, we never look to zone there because our Achilles is zoning and we have the space to pull. If they're tighter knit and they're closer, we contest. Or, like, we zone. If not, I'm not going to bother. My DPS is actually really good on it right now. And we can tank it effortlessly. We'll go over right, go clear out. Again, notice we rotate for what? Objectives. We get the objective, we get a pick beforehand, fine, and then we leave. As you do clean cut rotations like that, you'll have a lot of success. But yeah, so that's kind of where things are at. We'll have that type of a video. Again, I really want to just make sure I'm introducing sort of like, I guess, narrative breaks from what I've been normally uploading. Obviously, like, I know people watch me for solo play-by-plays, yada yada, but I really think it's important to not just do that every time. So whether it's item tier lists, whether it's god tier lists that I can do, if it's some other game stuff which I've been working on, or off-roll stuff as well, you know, with the same style, but just in roles that people don't have too much access with, great, you know, that's the goal. And I hope eventually I can kind of slide a little bit more into that role of, like, I'm not just a solo lane YouTuber, I'm kind of like an every role YouTuber. But obviously, like, that might mean at times I upload a disproportionate amount of, like, support games or something, just to not necessarily catch up, but to, like, have a stable base. So if you guys see, like, a slew of support videos or something, don't worry about that. We're not changing anywhere. I'll reiterate this a million times, but yeah. I think we're okay. I'm not okay. My bad. Yeah, I kind of answered there. Yeah, Polynomicon is good. I mean, the kill itself wasn't super hard, but ooh, that was crazy good. That was very clean. Good job. Yeah, that was a little much. I kind of just stat checked face tank because I'm fed and it was fun, but not really a good death. No worries. We got the double kill on left, and yeah, all's fine. I really should just not rush that because I don't need to. Naturally, I'll probably get ganked. I'm just talking a lot. We'll get a word here. I'll get a couple. You know, people ask why I don't word that much. To be honest, in commentaries and stuff, I'm not... How do I put it? Truthfully, like, I'm not 100% focused. You just can't be. There's no way you can talk this much and be playing a great game. Doesn't happen. But... yeah, like, warding also in the early game is kind of horrible for this role. I'm going to try to explain why very simply. So, if I ward early... the biggest answer is where, because there's so many angles you can get ganked from. You could get ganked from here, you could get ganked, mind you, this door is open until 15, you can get ganked from anywhere here, and with how fast junglers are on the map, how much damage they do in this game. So he is just dead. That's fucked up. I'm sorry, I mean, this is unplayable. Is he dead? Hold up. My 3 is out of range. I don't know why he turned around. Okay. Yeah, I think my 3 definitely was out of range. That's funny. Let's see if Pele ganks me. There's just so many angles, though, to come in from. And usually the way you kind of supplement and you cover the fact that there are a lot of angles to come in from is you actually get deep wards. All right, so what are deep wards? They're just wards further in the jungle, not at these lane entry points. A lot of it, too, is like if I ward right at the choke points that the junglers will come in from, like right by my lane, by the time I see them on the ward, I'm already dead. Almost always, especially on less safe characters. So Bacchus might be a bad example, but especially on gods like Mulan, Achilles, Hercules, etc. Really most characters in the game. So what you remedy that with is you either get deep wards or you track the jungler by eye, like the best you can. I'm pretty good at jungle tracking, but naturally if I'm doing a commentary and recording, I'm going to be a little bit worse, if not a lot a bit worse, because I'm talking and I can't focus on everything at once. And yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But really, yeah, your best bet is to just kind of jungle track, get an eye, try to see where people are. Jungle was, you know, just in mid, their speed's up, they're going to go there most likely. You kind of just like predict their pathing the best you can. It's gotten harder since camp timers got desynced recently, but that is generally kind of the best way. Can we get this? Oh, terrible, secure by me, dear God. Nice. Yeah, I wanted to kind of like cheese burst that, but I just ulted after. Nice, well, naturally, right? We have Nemean here. We'll go into Spirit Robe. But the thing is, sorry, with the deep wards, is when you deep ward, here's the issue. The big question is when, because if I'm deep warding, I'm warding to the left of the lane, right? So I'd be warding in spots like maybe here or here, right? And if I'm warding that deep, I'm going to probably lose something here. And if I'm warding, I'm spending gold, right? So I'm going to be spending 100 gold to lose more gold because I'm losing camps and or a wave and or a neutral of some sort. So you end up screwing yourself really hard. And again, mind you, like, yes, you cover more space, I guess, but you're not confirmed. I fucked that up. I clicked the wrong ability. I clicked my ultimate that was not up. Very grim. Oh my gosh, the Hoyul is beautiful, though. Wait, that's their Hoyul. Why don't you guys break it? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, we're alive. Fuck, he bounced me. Damn it. Okay, we were, like, popping off, though. That was great. You end up spending a lot of gold to get wards down that don't even necessarily protect you that well, quite frankly. And again, the biggest issue with this game, right, like easily, is the fact that junglers are just way too strong, and that's not coping. You look at Smite 1 jungle versus Smite 2 jungle, the role gets way more farm, their starter is significantly better than every other starter in the game, and their items are also better than all the other items in the game for the most part, right? So, yeah, it sucks. It really blows. Jungle in this game is like completely a disaster, and it's a wreck, and I don't know how it exists as it does. But yeah, that's sort of like a lot of why we're not warding as much, because they just have lost a lot of value. And if you're warding in supposed deep spots, you're typically losing farm to do so, and then it's like you're effectively dying because you're losing farm, spending gold. And again, even all of that is not actually ensuring you're going to live, because if you're deep warding, you're not necessarily covering spots, you're just covering spots where if they are rotating to you, you're going to see them earlier. Because again, if I'm getting wards like right here, and I'm getting a ward up top side in that same spot, well, number one, they're probably just going to come through here anyways in the early, or, you know, vice versa, they'll just go a different spot. But I'm probably just dead anyways. Like, even if I see them a little bit earlier, I'm just dead because junglers' DPS are significantly higher than they were in Smite 1 in the early game. Susano at level 3 can just 1v1 any solo laner by himself in jungle. It's ridiculous, right? So pair that with someone else actually hitting you and slowing you, whatever the case might be. You see him on the thing, you're dead anyways. And if you just sit in your tower and, like, pre-hold all the time, I think I'm fine here. It's close. It's close. Fuck, dude, I had shell in 1 second. I could have killed him if I had shell. Damn. Nice kill. Yeah, it's fine. I know we're sacking and, like, giga inting there, but we had help coming, so I don't really care. Good job. But yeah, like, basically, if you're just sitting back and, like, okay, the jungler could be around, blah, 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 we don't really know, you're kind of screwed. So the role sort of forces you to play aggressive. Again, in my more focused games, especially my competitive games, you'll see me typically die to jungle ganks a lot less because of just, like, that kind of pathing thing. But it's really not a word thing, so I know I just, like, ranted super hard, but yeah. Anyways, we've kind of just been sprinting and fighting people. This god is a very Cabrakan-esque type of pick if you want to play it, where you just kind of sack yourself to do damage. I don't have to play that way, I just can, because I'm strong, so I did. Again, could I be nice there and have less deaths? Yeah. Did I have to? No. So we just won the game at 23 minutes. Let's go. Yeah, don't play your stat line too hard. I mean, obviously, yeah, like one of my deaths was super avoidable. I was just talking. But yeah, pretty good game. Again, this character shits out pressure, especially from ahead. That's just what this Devos build does. You go shell into these kind of semi-auto attack solo laners, you can really, really farm out and super fight, and you just exert so much pressure on the map, you can kind of win the game automatically. Obviously, teammates played well, but yeah, we sort of were on like a super god start, and the game was completely fucked. They get, like, Paz got some shutdowns and stuff at the end because, you know, we sacked and ended. So, you know, his farm is like better than you would think it was, but I think pre, like, that last death and the kill on the Titan, he was probably, you know, because we had shutdowns, he was probably at like only 12k gold. So 2400 on one of the best solos in the game. Yeah, you can imagine what happens when the Poseidon's actually a shit player. You're gonna be up a whole lot. So, yeah, good stuff. Happy to get ourselves a win, and thank you guys for watching. Again, let me know what types of characters and whatnot you'd like to see, and I really do appreciate it. So, peace out.